Welcome to Talkpoint, your trusted source for verified, balanced, and fact-based news from across the United States and around the world. In a ceremony that marked a turning point in modern Middle Eastern diplomacy, former US President Donald Trump hosted the signing of the historic Abraham Accords at the White House. The event, officially known as the Middle East Peace Ceremony, brought together leaders from Israel, the United Arab Emirates, and Bahrain to formally establish diplomatic relations, signaling a new era of cooperation and dialogue in a region long defined by conflict and division. The signing took place on September 5, 2020, on the south lawn of the White House, where hundreds of guests, including international diplomats and members of Congress, gathered to witness the landmark moment. The Abraham Accords represented one of the most significant US brokered peace efforts in the Middle East in decades. The agreement was signed by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, United Arab Emirates Foreign Minister Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan, and Bahrain's Foreign Minister Abdulatif bin Rashid Al Jayani, with President Trump presiding over the ceremony. Together, the leaders committed to opening embassies, exchanging ambassadors, and fostering economic, technological, and cultural partnerships. President Trump described the accords as a new dawn for the Middle East, emphasizing that the agreements would pave the way for further peace and collaboration across the region. He predicted that other Arab nations might soon follow the UAE and Bahrain's example, a vision that he later saw Moscow and Sudan join the normalization process. For Israel, the agreements marked a major diplomatic breakthrough, ending decades of political isolation among its Arab neighbors. For the Gulf nations, the accords opened opportunities for trade, innovation, and tourism, especially in fields such as clean energy, healthcare, and technology. According to the US State Department, the Abraham Accords were intended not only to normalize relations but also to promote stability and security throughout the region. The agreements reflected a shared interest among signatories in countering extremism, encouraging investment, and developing stronger regional cooperation on defense and commerce. Supporters of the accords hailed them as a pragmatic and forward-looking step that prioritizes peace over long-standing hostilities. American officials highlighted the accords as evidence that diplomacy, when coupled with mutual economic interest, could achieve results one thought impossible. However, reactions around the world were mixed. Palestinian leaders expressed oppositions, calling the agreements premature and arguing that normalization should come only after the creation of a sovereign Palestinian state. Critics in some regional capitals also voiced concern that the accords might shift the regional balance of power. Despite these debates, many analysts, including those from Reuters, The Hill, and the Brookings Institution, have noted that the Abraham Accords created a foundation for future dialogue and significantly reduced political tensions between Israel and several Arab nations. They also underscored how shared economic and security goals have reshaped traditional alliances in the Middle East. Since their signing, the accords have expanded in scope. Trade between Israel and the UAE alone has exceeded $3 billion with direct flights, business exchanges, and cooperative projects transforming regional relations. Bahrain has also deepened its partnership with Israel in technology, energy, education sector. Under the Biden administration, the United States has maintained support for the Abraham Accords, encouraging additional countries, including Saudi Arabia, to consider normalization as part of a broader regional peace framework. While progress has been gradual, diplomatic discussions continue, signaling that the legacy of the accords remain active and influential. Experts agree that the Abraham Accords represent a pivotal achievement in modern diplomacy, one that replaced decades of disengagement with direct cooperation. Although challenges remain, particularly surrounding the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, the agreements demonstrate the potential for diplomacy and mutual interest to reshape one of the world's most complex regions. As the Middle East continues to evolve, the Abraham Accords stand as both a symbol of what is possible through dialogue and a reminder that peace requires persistent pragmatism and partnership. This is Talkpoint, bringing you verified, fact-based coverage of US and global affairs and the stories shaping our shared future. Stay informed, stay engaged, and subscribe for continuing updates from Talkpoint.